years, R. Kelly's power protected him.
At that time, we did not look hard enough.
Remember Aaliyah's album cover?
Age ain't nothing but a number. Sitting back there like Perv Master.
I mean, I wasn't there. You know, I ain't have nothing to do with that.
They made a song together called Not Guilty. Anybody that knows what happened to my girl that with me should not be with homie, period.
Even as new allegations came out, Jay looked the other way.
Kelly is accused of videotaping himself having with an underage girl. Prosecutors maintain the girl in the video was as young as 13 when it was made.
I mean, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that. I know I ain't have nothing to do with it.
Hold up. Did Diddy just throw everybody under the bus to save himself from going to jail? Child, this whole mess with Diddy just took a very unexpected turn, because word on the street is his ring is much bigger than we initially thought. Apparently, other well-known celebrities have also been cashing in on it by giving him all the resources he needs to carry out these activities, so they can also get a percentage of it. Some of the names that Diddy reportedly told the police are J-Lo, Young Maimi, and Jay-Z. Diddy has no plans of going down alone, and he's dragging everybody along with him. He's well aware that the industry ain't gonna lift a finger to help him out of this mess, so he plans on bringing a bunch of them down with him before it all goes down.
Miguel's the one that put Jay-Z on.
Now, if you've been following the story since the beginning, then y'all already know it was pretty clear Diddy was not doing all this mess alone. In fact, Young Maimi was one of the first celebrities to be exposed when she was mentioned in an SA lawsuit filed by music producer Lil Rod. There was a section in the lawsuit where Lil Rod himself accused Maimi of making her cousin SA him while he was drunk and barely able to defend himself. It all happened during a freak-off party that Diddy had organized back in 2022 for Thanksgiving. Lil Rod claimed Young Maimi's cousin burst into the bathroom while he was inside, at which point she allegedly started groping him and performing oral acts on him without his consent. Lil Rod said he tried to push her away and left the restroom, only to be followed by Maimi's cousin, who then allegedly undressed and attempted to straddle him and have him sleep with him in front of Diddy. Now, this is where things get even more interesting, because he said Young Maimi was among those who were paid a monthly fee by Diddy to work as his workers. Robin Greenhill, the accountant, would ensure the wiring, funds transfer, or cash payments to ex-workers. Frankie Santella, Moy Ban, and Brendan Paul, and KK would also be responsible for ensuring payment to workers in cash. Young Maimi, Jade, and Daphne Joy were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs' ex-workers and received payment via wire transfer from Robin Greenhill, which outlined defendants' ongoing criminal operation. Not only was Maimi servicing Diddy with, but she was also herself. The only reason she was getting VIP treatment was because she was also charged in servicing him girls for his freak-offs. Not only that, but Lil Rod also accused Maimi of using her private jet to supply Diddy with huge doses of for his parties. The was among one of the many substances that Diddy would have available at his parties. Another celebrity who was also thrown under the bus in this lawsuit was Cuba Gooding Jr., who Lil Rod accused of making sexual advances toward him and trying to influence him into intimate acts without his consent. The lawsuit stated, Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones's legs, upper inner thighs near his groin, the small part of his back near his buttocks, and his shoulders. Mr. Jones was extremely uncomfortable and proceeded to lean away from Cuba Gooding Jr. He rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. didn't stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away. A lot of people were not surprised to hear about Cuba being involved in this BS, because he's already facing SA charges from multiple women who also accused him of groping and SAing them. But people didn't know he was out here doing the same thing to men too. Then there's J-Lo, who was accused of being Diddy's helper to cover up his crimes. She and Diddy were in a relationship back in the early 2000s, and she saw everything he did, but made zero attempts to report him to the authorities. She kept her mouth shut and enjoyed the lifestyle that came with her being in a relationship with him. The lawsuit said Diddy's RICO enterprise has existed for at least 20 years, dating back to the 1999 nightclub shooting in NYC, when Mr. Combs required his then-girlfriend friend Jennifer Lopez to transport his illegal firearm into the NYC nightclub. Now, in case you're wondering what shooting incident Lil Rod was even talking about in this lawsuit, it all happened back in '99 while Diddy and J-Lo were at a club in New York. They were there to celebrate Shine's soon-to-be-released studio album. However, things quickly shifted from a celebration to literally everyone running out of the club for their lives after Diddy bumped into a man named Matthew Allen, popularly known as Scar, and accidentally spilled his drink all over him. Scar didn't take this too well at all, and he started talking to Diddy a little crazy. Diddy got upset, and he threw his money at Scar like confetti. There were also reports that Scar was the one who tossed fat rubber banded stacks at Diddy. But you get the point. It was too much alpha male energy in the room, and they were both trying to get a one-up on each other. Either way, this was a huge win for the people in the club, because they bent over and got to grabbing as much money as they could. The conflict escalated and rounds went off, one allegedly coming from Puffy's. 3 of the club's patrons were injured. 1 woman was hit in the face. J-Lo and Diddy sped away in a '99 Lincoln Navigator but ran a red light and were pulled over by the police. They were in possession of a stolen you-know-what, which was found in the trunk. They were arrested and spent the next 14 hours in a cell, where J-Lo was reportedly crying unintelligibly and sobbing uncontrollably. The charges were eventually dropped for both of them, and Shine took the fall for Diddy's BS and ended up in jail for 9 years. Diddy reportedly gave Shine $1 million to take the fall for him, with the promise of taking care of his family while he's in jail. At first, we all thought Diddy sent that gun in there by himself, but from what Lil Rod is now stating in that lawsuit, J-Lo was the one who brought the gun that Diddy used that day. And do y'all remember the woman he hit in the face? Well, she recently got on TikTok after all these years and confirmed that it was Diddy who committed the crime, not Shine.
I am the woman who he shot in the face in that 1999, December 27th, 1999, Club New York. I have told everyone ad nauseum since then, even the surgeon who did the surgery, to take the I got in my face with a 9mm hollow point called a. I literally have told everyone and never changed what I said. I watched him. I got pow-powed in the face. I watched him fire the. I've said it all this time.
But the mess don't stop there, because the lawsuit also exposed the entire royal family for being in cahoots with Diddy in carrying out his trafficking rings. Lil Rod didn't go into too many details about the specific crimes that they committed together, but he did name drop Prince Harry. The lawsuit read, Mr. Combs was known for throwing the best parties, affiliation with and/or sponsorship of Mr. Combs parties garnered legitimacy and access to celebrities such as famous athletes, political figures, artists, musicians, and international dignitaries like British royal Prince Harry. And of course, we cannot talk about the celebrities linked to Diddy's crimes without talking about Jay-Z, because he's literally the #1 suspect on that list. Jay wasn't directly named in the lawsuit, but word on the street is feds have been looking into him for a while now, and they're still working on gathering enough physical evidence to take him down. He's been linked to literally every predator in the industry that you can think of. Russell Simmons, R. Kelly, and even Diddy. They're all very close friends of his, and coincidentally, they've all been accused of SA and even Jay himself has been accused of messing with underage girls too. He was with Foxy Brown when she was just 15 and got into a relationship with Beyonce when she was 18 and he was in his late 20s. His ex-friend Dame Dash exposed him for pursuing Aaliyah when she was just 19. And let's not forget how he literally supported R. Kelly and released a joint album with him when he was exposed for faking documents to marry Aaliyah when she was 15 and also paying for underage escorts. The only reason Jay ain't in jail now is because he's a little more calculated than Diddy, R. Kelly, and Russell Simmons.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years. He's first. The PPD trial has the potential to force Sean Combs to finally be honest about some things that he hasn't been honest about, which could create great leverage for knocking that big lip camel face back into the oblivion in the depths of hell where he came from.
Jay also reportedly unalived his ex-mistress, Kathy White, after she threatened to publicize their relationship and then covered the whole thing up to make it look like she died of a brain aneurysm.
Unfairly. She actually died screaming. And the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think? And maybe he just had to clean it up to protect the brand's sake.
But that's not all. Diddy's former bodyguard also revealed that the reason why Diddy was able to get away with everything wasn't only because of the protection that the industry gave him. It's also because he was an informant to the feds and gave them confidential information about some very powerful people. In exchange, they'll make sure every allegation brought against him is made to go away.
So I'm saying that to say this. Confidential informants get paid good. But Puff was a millionaire. Him being a confidential informant, him getting money like that, it was favors. He been getting favors and been paying law enforcement people for years to protect him. You understand? To protect him. We had a lot of people on the payroll when we was doing security. Somebody might have this first 10 hours, that 10 hours, or whatever. He was paying law enforcement. He had a budget for law enforcement. Now, if something goes wrong, those people got friends in certain places. Then plus he tells his handler, yo, can you make this go away for me? I'll give you this and that.
However, he ruined things for himself when he decided to sue the alcohol beverage company he was working with for racial discrimination. And mind you, the company is worth over $82.9 billion. There was no way they were just gonna sit around and watch a black man come for them and ruin their reputation. They started to dig up all their resources to dig up dirt on Diddy, and they came for him hard.
And then, like I said before, when he went against one of the world's biggest distributors of alcohol and spirits, they put out a campaign against him. They called their friends. They made him look real bad in the media. And a lot of that didn't go away, bro. It just compiled. And now with Cassie with her stuff, that Jonathan Odie, Lil Rob, and the 4 other people that filed cases. I think he got like 3 to 4 other cases that's filed against him that they trying to work out instead of going into court.
Child, it's really a hot mess, but at least these celebrities are getting exposed for all the awful things they've been doing. It's just a matter of time before they're all dragged down. As usual, people had their own thoughts about this, like this person who said, "So many celebrities getting exposed for being a and victims makes me appreciate a regular 9-to-5 job. Your soul ain't worth any amount of money, spiritually or figuratively. Makes me wonder who else is yet to get exposed." Another person said, "J-Lo needs to be charged. I remember after all of what happened to her, she apologized for not being herself. But come to find out, she gave him the weapon. Sent her to jail. So unfair." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Diddy snitching on everybody? And do y'all think most of these celebrities are going to jail with Diddy once the trial starts? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.